Are you ready to have some fun? No, we can't do Bad Bunny like that.
No, my favorite residency is my party.
So-
I've never got a club bag that was like equivalent to a wedding bag.
3 things that you think are ruining club culture.
So they booted every car that was in the parking lot.
Has DJing gotten you more?
See, you try to get me in trouble.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am Chelsea, the founder of ECW Studio, and we are here today with one of Atlanta's finest.
Champagne Trap.
So, Trap, welcome back. I'm excited to have you. How did you get into DJing? What was your first gig?
Oh man, so it goes back to college, right? I went to Georgia State, and now my first week of school, I stayed at what is now Patton Hall, but back then it was Freshman Hall.
Okay.
And you know, before you start classes and everything, when you move on campus, especially as a freshman, like you're trying to meet people, so you're just like exploring all the little dorms and things like that. And on one of the floors, they had like a little party, right? They had a laptop hooked up to some computer speakers through the aux cord, playing music.
Party.
Yeah, so they were playing music through YouTube, and somehow I found myself on the aux because I've always been musically inclined, but I never wanted to be like a rapper or anything like that growing up. But I just enjoyed music, so I ended up on the aux somehow. I had one song playing on one tab, the YouTube loaded up on the other tab, skipped through the commercials and everything. So when one song ended, I just played the next song. And somebody that was at that party, unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but he recommended that I download something called Virtual DJ. You know, he said I'd probably do a good job at DJing, and I just started messing around with it as a hobby. I didn't really take it as seriously as it ended up becoming in time, but that's one of the few times somebody suggested something to me. I actually paid attention, and I don't regret listening to them for that.
Okay, that is quite a story. I think a lot of our stories started in college. I know mine did for sure. So shout out Summon. So it's nice to hear that you started that in school. I guess that leads to my next question, which is how did you get the name Champagne Trap?
So originally it was just trap,
Okay.
right? This is not a story I just tell people that I just meet. I'll try to give people something to look forward to. But you know, since I'm here with you, I just like go ahead and put it on camera because people do ask me this question all the time. But originally it started off as like a just like an inside thing between me and my friends. Like one day we were playing Madden, and I guess earlier that day or that week I was listening to a Trap-a-holics mixtape.
Oh my God, bring us back.
Yeah, so shout out to Trap-a-holics, you know, because I kind of got it from him. You know, he has a Waka Flocka, Gucci Mane. All these people will be like, hold on, Trap, you know, whatever, you know.
Yes.
So the actual tag comes from a Waka Flocka song called Ray Ray. So like the song drops, then he goes, hold on, Trap, hold on, Trap, hold on, Trap, da 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 da. So that's where my tag comes from. But when we were playing the game, my boy did something crazy, and I said, hold on, Trap, and they was like, Trap, Trap. And they just started calling me Trap. Like they just said, hold on, Trap all day, and they just started calling me Trap. So it kind of stuck between my friends, but then it became something that random people at school just started calling me Trap, and I didn't really like it because I don't know you. Like, why you calling me something I didn't tell you to call me? Like, people knew me as Trap before they knew my real name, so it was like kind of weird for me back then.
I knew you as Trap before I knew your real name.
Yeah, but I mean, by the time I met you, I was comfortable with just being Trap. You know, for them, it was like, I don't know who told you to call me that. We're not like cool, but all right, I guess. And it just kind of stuck.
Well, it's stuck, and you know the people know you as Trap now.
And then the champagne part, it just took years of trying to figure out something that was like catchy. Originally I had a SoundCloud, and there's like a million DJ traps out in the world, right? So I needed something to like differentiate myself from being just trap. Originally it was bucket hat trap, right? Like Schoolboy Q bucket hat.
Did you go through the Schoolboy Q era?
Yeah, I used to like try to like get different bucket hats and things. I'm a real big hat guy. But you know, fortunately bucket hat trap was not the thing that ended up being. So later on I ended up sticking with champagne trap. And it's been that since like 2015 or 16 or something like that. So
Do you take song requests?
I'll hear you out. Yeah, I'll hear you out. And that could be all kinds of things. Like, do you have money for me? Does it make sense to, you know, play whatever you're requesting? Like sometimes for me personally, I don't mind a little direction if I feel lost, right? Like sometimes you need to understand like what does the crowd want?
Yeah.
You know, if you can't read the room, if you're having like a hard time, but typically I tell people I'll see what I can do.
What do you think your worst song request has been throughout your career?
That's a tough question because like oftentimes I'll just like kind of ignore the bad requests. But you know, for this question, I'll just like contextualize it like this, right? The songs that don't really make sense to play at all during a party usually goes back to much respect to them, but like Bad Bunny, right? Like,
No, we can't do Bad Bunny like that.
no, we're not
But
gonna. He
not
makes
an
good music, but the thing is, like, it's just a request, right? Like, people will request Bad Bunny at parties that are not Bad Bunny parties.
I feel
So
that.
like just changes the whole vibe of everything. It doesn't make sense. And it's like I see why the memes about play Bad Bunny like go so crazy, right? I enjoy his music, right? And there are things that I do where it makes sense, but that is like the one request out of all requests where it's just like this is not the time or place for a whole like set of that. Like, you know.
You was talking about traffic. I know you were there for a while, but can you tell us what your favorite residency you've had so far has been?
My favorite residency is my party. I'm not gonna lie. Much love to Traffic and Code, you know, and shout out to Vane. Like I feel as though each residency represents a different chapter of my life and has been instrumental in, you know, guiding me through this journey.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like having your own thing,
Yeah.
all right, as opposed to working for somebody else. You know, when you
Trust
have
me, I understand.
yeah, like, you know, so Champagne Sundays is my favorite residency because that comes from my brain and I hire the DJs I want and I don't have to like rely on anybody. Because when you rely on other people, especially like as a DJ, for a club, bar, whatever, if you don't own your IP, it can be gone anytime. So, and then what do you do? You know?
Put the people on game.
Yeah.
Shout out Champagne Sundays. When it comes to DJing, what do you prefer, clubs or weddings?
Um, I guess I'm more partial to clubs, and I'll say because weddings are way more stressful.
Really?
Yeah, because here's the thing, like when you do a wedding, you know, that's a very monumental moment of a lot of people's lives. So you don't want to mess up anything, especially like when you're working with the wedding manager. Like I've worked with some wedding managers who are just like, and it's like, damn, like I think I'm on my game, right? But I'm not on my game like how the wedding manager might want me to be on the game. Like, you know, you have like walkout songs. You need to play this for this person or that for that person. And sometimes like things will change on the fly. You might not know who is who or whatever. So like you have to be like dialed in, right? Like it's so many things that you have to pay attention to. The club can be different as well, like the different promoters, the different people that bring you in, you know, the different sections and things. Like the club is a interesting experience in its own sense. I have a lot of respect for club DJs and wedding DJs, but I guess if I had to choose, I might go club because I have a little bit more creative freedom to, you know, I'm not on the side of a leash as I am with the wedding.
Yeah, I definitely understand it. I'm a makeup artist, so I've done plenty weddings and I get it being stressful because it's somebody's one of their most important days. It's a lot going on. Like you said, the wedding coordinators be all over the place and they just trying to do their job, but they be stressing you out too. So I get it. But I'm not gonna lie, the wedding bags be
Oh yeah, it
crazy.
makes it all worth it. It makes it all
It
worth it.
makes it worth it for sure.
I've never
So
got a club bag that was like equivalent to a wedding bag.
that's what I tell people all the time. It's like them wedding bags, whew, it's where it's at. But you work for that wedding bag for
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
For sure. First CD you've ever bought.
First one I ever bought, the first one that comes to mind is Nellyville.
No way.
Yeah,
That's my first CD.
I was a big Nelly fan. I used to know like all the lyrics from front to back. I listen to it every day on my little Walkman.
Shout out Nelly and shout out STL because, I'm from St. Louis. So, name 3 things that you think are ruining club culture.
The club is just so expensive,
It
right?
is.
You got to pay to get in. You're probably gonna pay for a section. Got to pay for drinks.
You gotta pay
Got to
for
pay for
parking.
parking, and you got to park in the right parking lot because
Especially in Atlanta because you don't want to get booted and
yeah.
you don't want to get told.
I remember when I was DJing Traffic, the parking lot, the parking deck I usually parked in was like closed. So I went to a different one that was like closer, and it was like a retail parking lot, right? So I'm like, okay, traffic is business, retail, whatever. But it was only for like the restaurants and things, and all the restaurants closed at like 12 o'clock. So they booted every car that was in the parking deck. So that was a lesson learned right there.
I definitely also think the phones got a lot to do with ruining, like, club culture. Everybody always on their phone or always, like, filming and recording, and I feel like the people don't be having fun.
Yeah, I mean, and the club is just different too because as a DJ, right? I'm always looking for like different pockets to give me energy. But when I was in the club like every week, I realized, in the club, having fun might not necessarily be dancing and singing and screaming and this and that. As long as they're not leaving, right? I'm there every week, right? And nobody's complaining, so I'm doing something right.
Not leaving.
Cause look, like I've heard about like DJs getting booed and things like that. I've heard things like that before, so I've never had to experience that, fortunately. I've dealt with situations where like the promoter, wanted a certain DJ and they weren't really a fan of me or whatever, and just kind of made it awkward and weird for me. But, like you don't have to bring me back if you don't like me. But if the crowd, like if I'm somewhere every week and the crowd is like thinning out every week, that must mean that they're not really
They
vibing with
not
me.
fucking with the vibe.
Yeah, so, if I have a consistent crowd for what I do, I'm doing something all right.
Well, I mean, I hear people talking about you all the time, so
Hey,
congratulations, you're doing something right. They loving the
trying
vibes.
my best, man.
Are you ready to have some fun?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Has DJing gotten you more?
Let's see, you try to get me in trouble. See, I got somebody now. I got
Oh, are
somebody
you
now.
dating?
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
shout out to
Yeah,
you.
but I mean, I guess to answer your question, like that was never what I was in the game for. You
That's
know what I'm
good.
saying? Like DJing for me didn't change anything. I'm not like the most um like I can have a conversation, but I'm not like putting myself out there to the point it's like I need to get at every single girl that is interested in me or whatever that comes out.
But you know the girls always be behind the DJ in the booth. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but that's my job too. Like, not to like have girls in the booth, but I don't want to like jeopardize and make
You
anybody feel
entertaining.
weird.
Yeah.
Like the bartenders and bottle girls and things like that, they all are working. We all have our, environment that we share. So I'm never gonna jeopardize my bag, to be a weirdo or creepy or anything like that. Make
No,
anybody
for
else feel uncomfortable.
sure.
So, when it comes to people I work with, or even like girls that come out and support, it's like, I appreciate you. I'm gonna make sure like you're taken care of, like you need a drink or something like that. But I'm not gonna like make it weird for you.
He keeps it professional, guys. I love that. I love that for you. Favorite ATL strip club?
I'm gonna go Blue Flame.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
Blue
Blue
Flame.
Flame too. I love the flame.
Just wanna have fun. Favorite one, that was the first one I went to, was one that has like sentimental value for me, and some of my favorite like Atlanta moments. But like I've been to Magic, Onyx, Strokers. I've been to Cheetah. I've been to a few strip clubs, but for me, what makes sense and how I like my strip clubs kind of leans more towards the Flames.
This is easy. Drums or flats?
I'm gonna go Flats.
I'm gonna go flats, extra crispy.
Yeah,
What's your favorite hobby outside of working?
I like to play video games. So I'll hop on the game. Like, you know, I'm really a homebody for real. Like outside of like going out to work or like supporting friends, whatever. I do enjoy having a good time, but I also spend a lot of time at home.
Describe Atlanta culture in one word.
Spectacular. Yeah,
Spectacular.
that was one word, but I feel like every black person, really everybody in general, should at least come and experience Atlanta. I feel as though there's a bias that people from other regions of the country have,
Yeah.
because of things that they hear. And, you shouldn't take everything that you hear at face value. Sometimes you have to come and experience things. And, if you don't like it, at least you gave it a shot. But, there's so many beautiful places and people here to experience. I feel like, everybody should come give it a chance.
I feel like not being from Atlanta, it truly is like the Black Mecca. I've been down here for a long time now, and Atlanta has tremendously helped in growing me into the woman that I am. So I will say, like, this is a hustle city. Either you gonna make it or you not, but it's a wonderful place and I love Atlanta. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Okay, so this is like the fun part of our segment.
It's more fun than the last part?
Yes, it's like our little game. It's called This or That.
Okay.
And it's just like, rapid fire questions. So
Okay.
10 seconds tops, just whatever the first thing comes to mind, just say it.
All right. Let's
Are
do
you
it.
ready?
Let's do it.
Vinyl records or digital streaming?
I'll go digital. More access.
2016 Playboy Cardi or 2025 Playboy Cardi?
I go 25.
What? 2016 Playboy Cardi all day.
In New York, I merely rock, hiding in my socks.
2016 Playboy Cardi.
Hey, that's so called. I mean, it's tough. I had to choose one.
Fear of God or Off-White?
I go Off-White.
Rest in peace, Virgil. Kanye West graduation or Kanye West college dropout?
I go College Dropout, personally.
Same. All right, you're a real nigga. iPod Nano or iPod Touch?
I guess I go Nano. More value, like more sentimental value to me.
For sure. First iPod was a Nano. Top 3 GOAT DJs, no specific order.
I go for me, Chase B, Jazzy Jeff. One more. Honestly, one of the reasons why I got into DJing was because of like Virgil and Ventro. So not because he's like the most amazing DJ, but like his mixes inspired me to like really take it seriously. So
Tabernacle or Masquerade?
I go Masquerade.
I'm going Tabernacle.
Like you're talking about the new Masquerade or the old Masquerade? Like when it used to be on Ponce.
The old Masquerade on Ponce was definitely fun, but I just feel like I had more memorable times at Tabernacle.
I respect it. For me, I'll go Masquerade still. I see like Dom, ASAP Rocky. I saw so many people there. Kendrick.
Yeah, it was definitely a
Big
vibe.
Sean. I saw so many people there. Nipsey.
And you saw a lot of people at Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Michael.
Of course. Obviously. That's the only right answer. Festivals or speakeasies?
I go Speakeasy.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like my experience with festivals have always been kind of like from the work side of it. So like looking from the barrier into the crowd, like going to like Rolling Loud, it didn't look fun to be in the crowd. I'm not gonna lie, they were packed like sardines. It's like, yeah.
You gotta have a VIP experience at a festival for sure. Yeah. All right, Trap. Well, that is all I have. I appreciate you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. You know, it's been a pleasant experience, and you know, there wasn't anything crazy or anything like that. So
Never. This is a safe space. Well, again, I appreciate you for coming. Make sure you tell the people what your favorite studio is.
come on, ECB Studio with Cotton. You know what I'm saying? Book her. Come book the studio.
Thank you. Thank you. So I appreciate your time. Book him. Where can the people find you at? Make sure you drop all your tags.
Everything is at champagne_trap. I'm here in the A. Bring me to your city for the right price. And yeah.
All right. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Peace.